How do you break out of your comfort zone so you can take the right action? The CEO of Kingston Lane and a sought-after keynote speaker, Sharon Shrivatsa. Sharon grew up on the streets of India and was forced to move to America with no money and no connections. Fast forward to today, and Sharran has taken his company Teles Properties to $3.4 billion in 5 years.
And from different, like the software company, how did you went from software to real estate?
Yeah, good question. So after we sold our software business, I didn't know what to do. So I took some time off.
Yeah.
I taught tennis around the world.
Yeah.
And then I realized that it's hard to get back in. So I went to business school. I got my MBA. And then I was an investment banker at Wall Street. It's very easy. Once you get your MBA, that was a good feeder program. So I was an investment banker at Goldman Sachs and at Credit Suisse for 5 years. And my partner and I had, who as a mentor, we had invested in a small real estate company that was fledgling, struggling in Beverly Hills. And we came in as a consultant. And then we realized that small business was, the original founders were going in different directions. So we just served as a consultant. I said, wow, there's an amazing opportunity here. The promise is that, exactly what, I was like, I can scale this promise. So I left Wall Street, I quit my job, and I said, I'm gonna come and scale this business. And that's how that transition happened.
I see. And from that, what did you do to scale that from like 300 million to 3 billion in like 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
Because real estate is a very competitive industry, right? You have a lot of competitors, you're working with a lot of agents, a lot of moving parts, right? What are some of the things that you did to scale?
So we used, I always tell people, if we don't have, like, the one thing that I've learned from you is you're really great about saying, hey, here's a framework to begin your thinking. Here's a model to think about. Otherwise, you're just saying, hey, what's my idea today, right? So we came up with a Three-Prong model to scale the business. One was, hey, what is our singularity of focus? When we were a $300 million company, we could have done a lot better financially. So I looked at the partners and I said, hey, if we could be a $3.4 billion business, we all would make an amazing amount, we'd have amazing lives. And so everyone is laughing at me. They're like, how are we gonna do that? How are we gonna do 10X? And I said, well, it's actually really simple. If we all know that if we get to this number, it's gonna be a great life. And generally the real estate cycle goes in 7-year cycles, generally speaking.
Every 7 years, people will buy and sell,
and every 7 years, markets go up and down too. So I said, well, if it's 7-year cycles, we're just getting into the cycle right now, we need probably a year or two to either sell the business, transition the business, etc. So take away 2 years, we have 5 years. I said, hey guys, if we can hit 3.4 billion in 5 years, we're gonna have an amazing life. They just started laughing at me. So it was not a mathematical plan to grow 10X in 5 years. It was a dream and a necessity of sorts. And so that was the vision. And the team got so behind that, Dan. They would say, Sharran, why are you taking the trip to San Diego? It doesn't help us 10X. Sharran, why are you doing this project? So now the entire company had this filter of 10X, and it makes you very disciplined in what you're,
so there are projects you would say no to, it's like, that doesn't fit into our overall vision, right? How about do this? You get busy, you get excited, you get creative.
We're entrepreneurs, like you want to do more.
New idea every day, but you're like, no, we're not going to do that because, and the whole team kind of holds each other accountable.
Exactly, and so that's number two. So number one is singularity of focus. Number two is our cadence of accountability. We realized that we needed a topic that's near and dear to your and my heart is people, hiring people.
The best people.
How do you hire great people? Because I said, we're gonna do it organically without acquiring companies. So we put together this team, 11 managers, called recruiters, who recruit salespeople to grow our, like we had 612 salespeople to grow our business. That's how we grew. And the cadence of accountability was, and Dan, it was so simple. Every morning at 9:45, we would do a call. And the call was extremely simple. How many appointments did I have yesterday? How many am I committed to having today? So we would go in order. Dan, 0-3. Sharran, 3-3. Jenny, 2-2.
So like a morning huddle.
Morning huddle.
That's what I do, it's cool.
But when someone says 0-0, they never say 0-0 the next day because that accountability forces them to. And I would tell you, Dan, that was the one thing that changed the nature of our entire business because you socialized the accountability. And 11 managers would get on every morning and they would say their numbers.
They'd be embarrassed. Oh man, 0.
0, 0, 0.
What's going on, man? Like 0, 5 days straight. Something is wrong.
And you don't even have to say that. What they will say is 0, 0. But Sharran, I'm on it. I have 14, calls today, and so they will self-correct.
Yeah.
And just that 15-minute exercise changed the growth of our company. And the last thing I'd say, so the first one is singularity focus, second one is cadence of accountability. And the third one is, I tell the team, good process drives good results. It's very easy when you're scaling to just hack it.
What was driving the business? Was it to recruit more agents, right? That was mainly it.
That's it, yeah. Okay. So we were recruiting agents, we were recruiting great agents that fit the model, fit the culture, so that they could go sell more.
Got it.
Yeah, and provide a platform for them, which was the 52 days a year, and to sell more. And the last one was this good process drives good results, because we said, if we're making a promise on delivering this 52 days a year off, I still need to deliver that promise. So we need a process that we can depend on.
Did you use any of the background, the skills that you've accumulated through technology with this business?
Yeah, totally. A lot of the efficiencies that we encountered. Software. We always say there's 3 ways to get leverage, right? 1, you got people that can help you. 2, you got like workflows that can help you, and 3, you've got systems that can help you. So we always said, hey, what are the people? What are the workflows? What are the systems? And generally, when you have those 3 in line and a person leaves, it's okay. You can still backfill. But most people, their infrastructure is their people. And it's hard
No workflow, no system.
No workflow, no system. So I always, whenever I, like the CEOs that you mentor, CEOs that I mentor, I can look at their business and say, hey, what's your singularity of focus? All right, great. What's your cadence of accountability? Well, let's talk about process. And generally with those, you can start to figure out where things are broken.
Usually one of those is not working. 2 of those are not working.
Yeah, generally it's 2 of those are not working.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And through this hyper growth, because I experienced this as well, I want your take on it. When you're growing a company so fast, things break. You have to reinvent things all the time. You have more people. What was it like, and what advice would you have entrepreneurs who are scaling very, very quickly? What are kind of the things you have to watch out for?
This is more like personal and vulnerable. I honestly thought you could scale your business 10x or 20x, but the rest of your life will stay the same. I don't think you can scale one part of your life. So I thought, oh, my family, my health, my relationships, they're all here, but I can scale my business 10x. But no, absolutely not. Everything has to level up. And Dan, the first thing that happened was my health broke down. It got so bad that I could not get out of a hospital bed. I was running the company from a hospital bed and nobody knew. And that was a rude awakening for me that, yes, you can grow 10x, but when you grow something, when you scale something, your entire life has to lift along with it. Your relationship has to get better. Like my relationship with my wife was very tough at that time, because she was like, hey, you're not showing up.
You're not here.
You're not here, not with the children, etc. And I fixed it this time around and brought her into the process. But I honestly thought, oh, it's just business, I can scale it. And when my health broke down, I really realized that
relationship.
So I almost believe that, so the reverse is also true. If you just upgrade one area of your life and you're open, other areas of your life will start to float up, because they have to level up with that. And that was a big realization for me. I never knew that before. And now, for you and me to do more, we probably have to be fitter, smarter, stronger, have better capabilities. I just thought I could work hard. And I don't think the work harder is smart enough. The second big lesson I learned was being really honest with your true core skill set.
Your strengths.
Your strength. I brought on a chief operating officer way too late in the game. Way too late, because I thought, hey, it's my company.
You run it.
I run it. Who can do it better? No one can do it as good as me. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with that. And the COO that I brought on he said, Sharran, like I hired a professional COO, and he's so amazing. He's the other side of my coin, very similar to members of your team. And he said to me, he's gonna be my partner for life. He's amazing. And he said, Sharran, I'm never gonna do it as good as you. But if I get 90% of the way, that's good. Like, that means you're not involved at all. And so that made me really think about, hey, how can I go hire some amazing key people that, and treat them as partners. Treat them as partners and say, hey, that's Evan's role, that's Desmond's role. And thank you. If Desmond says yes, if Evan says yes, it's good. And that was a huge revelation for me, because I thought that if I knew how to do something, that gave me the credibility.
Yeah.
And I had to break that cycle.
And sometimes, like entrepreneurs, a lot of entrepreneurs where they could be control freaks, right? They're like, "Oh, this is my baby. You don't know it. Let me do it." Right?
Yeah.
It happens a lot.
You've already built a thriving business, but the question is, how do you scale fast without burning out? How do you transition out of the day-to-day operations so you can make more profits and have more time and freedom? The answer is not some magical software that makes your life easier, and it's not hoping you could outsource all these problems to some agencies. If you want to know the secrets of how the top 0.1% entrepreneurs create high-performing and self-managed teams, join us for our upcoming SMART Challenge. Click the link below to secure your seat today.